What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, are you dreaming of your next big adventure for 2025, but, worried about your bank account? Are you maybe tired of seeing the same old crowded, overpriced destinations all over your social media feed? Well, you've totally come to the right place because today I'm going to share with you my top 10 secret, budget-friendly destinations for the upcoming year. These are places where your money goes further, the crowds are thinner, and honestly, the experiences are more authentic and profound. I'm talking about destinations that are not only affordable, but also incredibly safe and peaceful. This video is for everyone. Whether you're a solo traveler looking for a safe place to explore, a couple wanting a romantic getaway without breaking the bank, a digital nomad searching for your next low-cost base, or simply a budget adventurer hungry for something new, this list has you covered. I've spent years on the road, and I've learned that the most memorable moments often happen in the places you least expect. So get your notepad ready because we're about to journey off the beaten path to discover some truly hidden gems. These are the places that will define travel in 2025, offering that perfect blend of adventure, safety, and affordability. I'm so excited to share these with you because I truly believe travel should be accessible to everyone. Ready to find your next unforgettable, crowd-free adventure? Let's go! Kicking off our list is a country that holds a special place in my heart, Vietnam. Seriously, guys, the value for money here is just mind-blowing. I'm talking about a place where you can travel comfortably, eat like a king, and have incredible adventures for as little as $30 a day. Yes, you heard that right. The freedom that kind of budget gives you is indescribable. It means you can stay longer, see more, and truly immerse yourself in one of the most fascinating cultures on the planet. The first thing that hits you in Vietnam is the food. The street food scene here is legendary. Forget fancy restaurants. The best meals you'll have will be on a tiny plastic stool on a bustling sidewalk. A steaming bowl of pho for $1, a delicious banh mi for even less. It's a culinary dream. The energy of the streets, the smells, the sounds, it's a full-on sensory experience that connects you directly with the local way of life. Now, while Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City are incredible, they can get a little crowded. If you're looking for real peace and breathtaking landscapes, you have to go north. I'm talking about places like Ninh Binh, often called Ha Long Bay, on land. Imagine gliding in a small boat through a maze of limestone karsts rising from vibrant green rice paddies. It's serene, it's magical, and it feels like you've stepped into another world, a world with far fewer tourist boats. For the more adventurous souls, the Ha Giang Loop in the far north is an absolute must-do. Renting a motorbike and cruising through those winding mountain passes is one of the most epic travel experiences you can have. The accommodation is another reason Vietnam is a budget traveler's paradise. You can find clean, comfortable guest houses and homestays for as little as $10 a night. The hospitality is just amazing. Families will welcome you into their homes, share meals with you, and treat you like one of their own. So, if you want a country that offers an insane amount of diversity, from bustling cities and world-class food to some of the most stunning, untouched nature in Southeast Asia, all on a shoestring budget, Vietnam is your answer. Next up, we're heading to Europe, to a country that's been flying under the radar for far too long, Albania. When you think of the Mediterranean, you probably picture the crowded beaches of Greece or Italy with prices to match. But what if I told you there's a place with the exact same turquoise waters, stunning coastlines, and ancient history, but for a fraction of the cost and with a fraction of the crowds? That place is Albania. I remember my first time driving along the Albanian Riviera. My jaw was on the floor. The coastline is absolutely spectacular, a dramatic stretch of pristine beaches and crystal-clear water backed by rugged mountains. You can find your own secluded cove and have it all to yourself, something that's nearly impossible in other parts of the Med during summer. It feels like you've discovered a secret that the rest of the world doesn't know about yet. But Albania is so much more than just its beaches. The country is steeped in history, with ancient castles perched on hilltops and fascinating Ottoman-era towns like Gjirokastër and Berat, which are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Walking through their cobblestone streets feels like stepping back in time. You can explore these incredible sites without the endless queues and selfie sticks, allowing you to really soak in the atmosphere and imagine the history that unfolded there. And let's talk about the food and the prices. The cuisine is a delicious blend of Mediterranean and Balkan flavors. fresh seafood, grilled meats, amazing salads, and it's incredibly affordable. You can have a fantastic meal with a glass of local wine for under $10. One of the biggest questions I get about Albania is it safe? And the answer is a resounding yes. I've always felt incredibly safe and welcomed here. The Albanian people are known for their hospitality, a concept called besa, which is a sacred promise to welcome and protect any guest. So if you're dreaming of a European summer holiday with stunning beaches, rich history, and friendly locals, but the thought of over-tourism and high prices makes you cringe, you need to put Albania at the very top of your list for 2025. All right, for our third destination, we're heading to the crossroads of Europe and Asia, to a country that is an absolute powerhouse of hospitality, scenery, and value, Georgia. This place is a game changer, especially for digital nomads and long-term travelers. First off, for many nationalities, you can stay here for a full year, visa-free, a whole year. The landscape here will honestly take your breath away. We're talking about the majestic Caucasus Mountains, a range that rivals the Alps in its beauty but sees only a tiny fraction of the tourists. For a truly peaceful and awe-inspiring experience, you have to get out of the capital, Tbilisi, and head to regions like Kazbegi or Svaneti. In Kazbegi, you can hike up to the iconic Gergeti Trinity Church, which sits dramatically on a hilltop with the colossal Mount Kazbek as its backdrop. Svaneti, a remote region with its unique medieval stone towers, feels like a land forgotten by time. These are places where you can truly disconnect from the noise of the modern world and reconnect with nature in its purest form. But what makes Georgia so special for me is the people and their culture of hospitality. You will be invited for a supra, a traditional Georgian feast where the food and wine never stop flowing. The toasts, led by a tamada or toastmaster, are an art form, and you'll leave with a full stomach and a full heart. For digital nomads, the combination of low living costs, a vibrant and creative capital city in Tbilisi, and that incredible visa policy is unbeatable. You can rent a modern apartment for a few $100s a month, enjoy fast internet, and work from countless cool cafes. From the ancient winemaking traditions, Georgia is the birthplace of wine, by the way, to the futuristic architecture of its cities and the timeless beauty of its mountains, Georgia is a country of incredible contrasts. It's safe, it's unbelievably affordable, and it's filled with some of the warmest people you will ever meet. Let's journey down to North Africa, to a country that is a whirlwind of color, sound, and flavor, Morocco. This place is honestly the definition of a positive culture shock. From the moment you step into the labyrinthine alleys of a Medina, you're transported to another world. The vibrant markets, or souks, are overflowing with handcrafted leather goods, colorful spices, and shimmering lanterns. It's an assault on the senses in the best way possible. Many people think of Marrakesh or Fes, which are amazing but can be intense and crowded. For a more relaxed and crowd-free experience, I highly recommend heading to the blue city of Chefchaouen. Tucked away in the Rif Mountains, this town is really a photographer's dream. If you're a surfer or a beach lover, then the coastal town of Tagazout is your spot. Once a sleepy fishing village, it's now a bohemian hub for surfers from around the world. The vibe is super chill, the sunsets are epic, and you can spend your days catching waves and your evenings eating fresh grilled fish right on the beach. Of course, no trip to Morocco is complete without an adventure into the Sahara Desert. Riding a camel over the endless orange dunes as the sun sets is one of those bucket list moments you will never ever forget. Let's talk about cost. Morocco is incredibly budget friendly. You can stay in beautiful traditional guest houses called riads for a very reasonable price. These riads are hidden oases of calm, often with a central courtyard and fountain tucked away from the bustling streets. And the food, a delicious tagine, a hearty stew cooked in a conical pot, will only set you back a few dollars. The value you get for your money here is just fantastic. Morocco is a country that will challenge your perceptions and ignite your sense of adventure. It's a place of incredible diversity, from the snow-capped Atlas Mountains to the vast Sahara and the wild Atlantic coast. It's colorful, it's chaotic, it's deeply traditional, and it's one of the most affordable and rewarding travel destinations out there. For our next stop, we're heading back to Southeast Asia, to an archipelago of over 7,000 islands, the Philippines. Now, when people think of beaches in this region, they often default to Thailand. And while Thailand is beautiful, it can also be incredibly crowded. The Philippines, on the other hand, offers that same paradise-like beauty, but with a feeling of discovery and serenity that is becoming harder and harder to find. The sheer number of islands means it's so easy to get off the beaten path and find your own private slice of heaven. I'm talking about islands where you might be the only tourist on a perfect stretch of white sand. Two islands that I absolutely love for their peaceful vibe are Siquijor and Camiguin. Siquijor is known as the Island of Fire and has a mystical reputation for healers and magic. But what you'll find is a super chill island with gorgeous empty beaches, stunning waterfalls you can swim in, and some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. Camiguin, the island born of fire, is another gem. It's a small volcanic island packed with natural wonders, including volcanoes to climb, hot springs to relax in, and even a sunken cemetery that you can snorkel over. It's an island for nature lovers and adventurers who want to escape the crowds and experience a more raw and authentic side of the Philippines. Getting around the Philippines is also part of the adventure and is very affordable. You'll be taking local ferries or bangkas between islands, which is an amazing experience in itself. Hopping on the back of a habal-habal, that's a motorcycle taxi, to explore an island is the best way to see the hidden spots. The Filipino people are another huge reason to visit. Their warmth, hospitality, and widespread use of English make traveling here incredibly easy and enjoyable. You'll be greeted with smiles everywhere you go. From the world-class diving and snorkeling in crystal-clear waters to the lush jungle interiors and the laid-back island culture, the Philippines offers endless opportunities for adventure and relaxation on a very small budget. For peace seekers, it's the ultimate alternative to its more crowded neighbors. Let's head back to the crossroads of continents, to a country that is a mesmerizing blend of history, culture, and natural beauty, Turkey. I feel like Turkey is often misunderstood, but I'm here to tell you it's one of the most diverse, welcoming, and affordable countries you can visit, especially right now. The favorable exchange rate for many currencies means your money goes an incredibly long way, making a trip here an absolute bargain. Most visitors flock to Istanbul or the famous southern coast, and for good reason, but Turkey is a massive country with so much more to offer away from the main tourist hubs. If you want to experience the stunning coastline without the crowds of Antalya or Bodrum, head to a place like Amasra on the Black Sea coast. It's a charming, historic town on a small peninsula with beautiful beaches and a much more local, relaxed feel. For a truly unique cultural experience, you have to venture to the southeast to a city like Mardin. This ancient city, perched on a rocky hill, overlooks the plains of Mesopotamia. Its stone houses, historic mosques, and churches create a magical atmosphere. Walking through its narrow alleyways feels like you're in an open-air museum. The history in Turkey is just on another level. You're literally walking through the remnants of empires, Roman, Byzantine, Ottoman. From the ruins of Ephesus to the surreal landscapes of Cappadocia with its cave dwellings and fairy chimneys, you are constantly surrounded by thousands of years of human history. And the food, Turkish cuisine is so much more than just kebabs. Each region has its own specialty. You'll feast on delicious mezes, those are appetizers, fresh seafood on the coast, savory pastries, and of course the world-famous Turkish breakfast, which is a feast in itself. Eating at local lokantas, which are simple restaurants, is not only delicious but also incredibly cheap. You can eat like royalty for just a few dollars. Turkey is the ultimate blend of East and West, ancient and modern. The hospitality of the Turkish people is legendary. You'll be invited for tea constantly. It's a country that is vast, varied, and full of surprises. If you're looking for a destination that offers mind-blowing history, delicious food, and stunning landscapes, all for an unbelievable price, then you need to get Turkey on your 2025 travel list. Okay, let's cross the Atlantic to a country that is an absolute explosion of culture, color, and flavor, Mexico. Now hold on, I know what some of you might be thinking. You hear Mexico and you picture the crowded, all-inclusive resorts of Cancun or the party scene in Tulum, but that's such a tiny and frankly unrepresentative part of what this incredible country has to offer. The real Mexico is so much more authentic, affordable, and safer than you might think. To find that authentic heart, you need to head inland to the colonial highlands. I'm talking about cities like Oaxaca, Puebla, or Mérida. These places are the cultural soul of the country. Oaxaca is a food lover's paradise, considered the culinary capital of Mexico. You can spend your days exploring vibrant markets, taking cooking classes, and eating the most incredible street food, from tlayudas to mole, for just a few dollars. Puebla is a stunning city filled with colorful Talavera-tiled buildings and more than 365 churches. It's clean, it's beautiful, and it's incredibly walkable. Mérida in the Yucatan Peninsula is your gateway to Mayan culture. It's known for being one of the safest cities in North America and has a rich cultural scene with free events happening in the main square almost every night. Getting around is super easy and cheap thanks to Mexico's amazing first-class bus system. These buses are comfortable, safe, and connect almost every corner of the country. You can travel for hours in a modern, air-conditioned coach with reclining seats for a very low price. It's a fantastic way to see the diverse landscapes of the country, from deserts and mountains to jungles and coastlines. The value for money here is exceptional. You can find a beautiful room in a family-run guest house, eat 3 delicious meals a day, and explore ancient ruins all on a very modest budget. By avoiding the major tourist traps on the coast, your money goes so much further, and your experience becomes infinitely more genuine. Mexico is a country that is so often misunderstood. By sticking to these incredible, culturally rich regions, you will find a place that is warm, welcoming, and full of life. It's a country that will surprise you with its diversity, from ancient pyramids and colonial architecture to its unbelievable food scene. Our 8th destination takes us back to the world's largest archipelago, Indonesia. When most people hear Indonesia, they think of one island, Bali. And while Bali is beautiful, it has become a victim of its own success. It's crowded, it can be expensive, and sometimes it feels like it has lost a bit of its authentic soul. But Indonesia has over 17,000 other islands, and just next door to Bali, you can find the tranquility and raw beauty that first made Bali famous. My first piece of advice: get on a boat or a short flight and head to Flores. This island is the gateway to one of the most incredible places on Earth, Komodo National Park. But Flores itself is an adventure. You can hike to the tri-colored crater lakes of Mount Kelimutu, visit traditional villages that have had little contact with the outside world, and discover empty, pristine beaches. It's a journey back in time to a more rugged and real Indonesia. Then there's Lombok, often described as Bali 20 years ago. It has the same stunning beaches and surf breaks, but with a fraction of the tourists. You can climb the mighty Mount Rinjani, an active volcano with a stunning crater lake, which is one of the most challenging and rewarding treks in Southeast Asia. For those who are really looking to get off the grid, there is the island of Sumba. This is not a place for the casual tourist. It's a rugged island with a unique and powerful ancient culture, known for its megalithic tombs, traditional villages with high thatched roofs, and wild, untamed horses. Visiting Sumba is a true adventure, a chance to witness a way of life that has remained unchanged for centuries. It's a profound and humbling experience. The beauty of exploring these other islands is the sense of discovery. You're not following a well-trodden path. You're creating your own adventure. You'll be staying in simple family-run guest houses, eating at local warangs, and having genuine interactions with people who are curious and welcoming. This is where you find the true spirit of Indonesian hospitality. So, while Bali can be a great starting point, I urge you to look beyond it. The real magic of Indonesia lies in its incredible diversity and the undiscovered gems that are just a stone's throw away. For a fraction of the cost of a Bali vacation, you can have a much more authentic, peaceful, and adventurous experience on islands like Flores, Lombok, or Sumba. From the tropical islands, let's travel to the roof of the world, to a country that is synonymous with mountains, spirituality, and incredible human resilience, Nepal. This is a destination that touches your soul. It's a place for nature lovers, for adventurers, for those seeking to disconnect from the chaos of modern life and find a deeper sense of peace and perspective. And on top of all that, it is one of the most affordable travel destinations on the planet. Of course, Nepal is famous for Mount Everest and the high-altitude Himalayan treks, but you don't have to be a hardcore mountaineer to experience the magic of these mountains. There are countless shorter, more accessible treks that offer breathtaking views and cultural immersion without the extreme difficulty or cost. The trekking infrastructure here is fantastic, with a network of tea houses along the trails. These tea houses are simple guest houses run by local families where you can get a bed and a hot meal for just a few dollars a night. Waking up in a tea house surrounded by the highest mountains in the world is an experience that is both humbling and exhilarating. The camaraderie you feel with other trekkers and the warmth of your Nepalese hosts is something you'll carry with you forever. While Kathmandu is a fascinating, chaotic city, I recommend heading to Pokhara for a more relaxed base. Situated on the beautiful Fiwa Lake with the stunning Annapurna mountain range as its backdrop, Pokhara is an adventurer's haven. It's the starting point for many treks, but it's also a wonderful place to just relax, go boating on the lake, or try paragliding for an incredible bird's-eye view of the Himalayas. For a true hidden gem, visit the hilltop town of Bandipur. It's a beautifully preserved Newari town with traditional architecture and pedestrian-only streets. It feels like a living museum. From here you get incredible panoramic views of the Himalayas on a clear day. But the real treasure of Nepal is its people. Despite facing many hardships, the Nepalese people are some of the kindest, most welcoming, and most resilient people I have ever met. Their smiles are infectious, and their mantra of Namaste is a genuine expression of respect and warmth. This human element is what makes a trip to Nepal so profoundly moving. It's a country that challenges you physically but rewards you spiritually. For our final destination, we're heading back to Western Europe, to a country that proves you don't have to sacrifice charm and safety for affordability: Portugal. While Lisbon and the Algarve coast have become very popular, the rest of the country remains a wonderfully crowd-free and budget-friendly option for those who enjoy slow travel and authentic experiences. Portugal offers a taste of classic Europe without the classic European price tag. The key to unlocking Portugal's value is to travel during the shoulder seasons, spring and autumn, and to explore beyond the main cities. This is when the weather is still beautiful, the crowds have thinned out, and prices for flights and accommodation drop significantly. Instead of just sticking to the coast, head inland to regions like the Alentejo. This is Portugal's rustic heartland, a vast landscape of rolling hills, cork forests, and whitewashed villages. It's a region for slow travel, for driving down empty country roads, staying in charming guest houses, and enjoying incredible local food and wine for a fraction of what you'd pay in Lisbon. It's peaceful, beautiful, and deeply Portuguese. Up north, you have the Douro Valley, the world's oldest demarcated wine region. Even if you're not a wine expert, the landscape here is simply breathtaking. Terraced vineyards cascade down the steep hillsides to the Douro River below. You can take a scenic train ride, go on a river cruise, or stay at a quinta to really soak in the atmosphere. Portugal is also consistently ranked as one of the safest countries in the world, making it an ideal destination for solo travelers, families, and anyone looking for a worry-free vacation. The pace of life is slower, people are friendly and helpful, and there's a general sense of calm and contentment that is very contagious. So if you're looking for a destination that is scenic, safe, satisfying, and surprisingly affordable, Portugal is a fantastic choice. By exploring its inland regions and traveling just outside the peak season, you can have a rich and rewarding European experience that feels both classic and crowd-free. And there you have it, guys. 10 incredible destinations for 2025 that are safe, crowd-free, and won't destroy your budget. Traveling affordably is all about being smart and flexible. A few general tips that have saved me thousands are to travel during the shoulder seasons, like we mentioned for Portugal. Use overnight buses or trains to save on a night's accommodation. Always eat local. The street food and small family-run restaurants are not only cheaper, but also way more delicious. Stay in guest houses or homestays for a more authentic and affordable experience. And finally, use travel apps to plan your routes and find the best deals. The world is a massive, beautiful place, and there are so many hidden corners waiting to be discovered. The most rewarding travel experiences often come from stepping just a little bit off the beaten path. I hope this list has inspired you to consider some new places for your adventures next year, places where you can connect more deeply with the culture, nature, and the local people. The goal is to create memories that last a lifetime, not to just check boxes off a list. Now, I want to hear from you. What is your favorite budget travel destination? Do you have a secret spot that you think should have been on this list? Or do you have any amazing budget travel tips to share with our community? Drop a comment below. Let's help each other travel better and more affordably. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you found this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, stay curious.